Romans 3 verses 1-6 NIV. 1. What advantage, then, is there in being a Jew, or what value is there in circumcision? Too much in every way. First of all, the Jews have been entrusted with the very words of God. 3. What if some were unfaithful? Will their unfaithfulness nullify God's faithfulness? For not at all. Let God be true, and every human being a liar. As it is written, so that you may be proved right when you speak and prevail when you judge. 5. But if our unrighteousness brings out God's righteousness more clearly, what shall we say? That God is unjust in bringing his wrath on us? I am using a human argument. 6. Certainly not. If that were so, how could God judge the world? Expounding Romans 3 verses 1-6. In this passage, Paul addresses a fundamental question about the Jewish identity in relation to God's promises and faithfulness. He acknowledges the special role Jews have as the recipients of God's words and laws. However, he also grapples with the reality of human unfaithfulness, including that of some Jews. Paul asserts that human unfaithfulness does not undermine God's faithfulness. God remains true and just, even when humans are not. This emphasizes that God's plan and character are not dependent on human actions or morality. Verse 5 introduces a complex theological issue. If human unrighteousness highlights God's righteousness, does that make God unjust for punishing sin? Paul argues against this, using a human perspective to illustrate the point. He insists that if God were unjust, then he would not be able to judge the world. Overall, these verses are part of Paul's larger argument about the universality of sin and the need for a Savior, setting the stage for the later revelation of God's righteousness through faith in Jesus Christ. It's a reminder that the faithfulness and justice of God stand independent of human actions, and these attributes are integral to the understanding of salvation and judgment in Christian theology.